Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I appreciate everyone's time here today. Thank you, Secretary Mayorkas. I know we've been in and out of meetings all day today, so if this question has been asked previously, I apologize. Can you tell me what FEMA stands for?
The Federal Emergency Management Administration.
Excellent. So since FEMA has been now deployed to the border, that would stand to reason that there is an emergency on the border, correct?
Congresswoman, perhaps you did not hear me when
yes or no will suffice.
We have a very serious challenge at the border, and we are tackling it.
So FEMA being the Emergency Management Administration, they deal with emergencies, and they are now being deployed to the border. And it's not an emergency? Is that what I'm hearing?
Congresswoman, if you'll allow me, FEMA, the men and women of FEMA have tremendous capabilities, operational capabilities to address challenges that we confront in a series of our mission sets.
And I'm glad you said, I'm so sorry, I have to reclaim my time because I'm very limited. And I'm glad you said that because the men and women of FEMA are incredible. And I represent a hurricane-prone state, so this is really important to me, especially as the ranking member of the Emergency Preparedness and Response and Recovery Subcommittee. So with everything that we have going on, a global pandemic, a border crisis, with everything happening, does FEMA have the resources necessary to effectively respond to the pandemic, the border crisis, and the upcoming hurricane season, in your opinion?
Yes.
And again, yes, they do?
Yes. Excellent. Yes, and let me share with you a glowing example of that. As I said at the outset, the president set an ambitious goal for FEMA to set up 100 federally supported community vaccination centers in 30 days. They stood up 441 in 30 days, and the number is over 900 today. Their capabilities are extraordinary, and I have tremendous confidence in their ability to provide the assistance that they are to Health and Human Services in addressing
and that critical infrastructure, right?
Children, in handling the issue of the unaccompanied children arriving in large numbers at our southwest border, and their other mission sets. Tremendous confidence.
Excellent. So real quick, talking about the infrastructure, and I know FEMA is great when it comes to standing up infrastructure, but talking about DHS as a whole, and I know you all play a role here, do you support the walls around the capital region?
What wall, are you speaking of the fencing, Congresswoman?
Yes, the 10-foot wall fencing with razor wire around it.
Congresswoman, that is an issue
yes no.
that Congresswoman, if I may, that is an issue that I have not studied. I've left to the security experts with respect to what particular type of physical barriers are best suited for the protection of the capital region.
And I apologize. I know I'm new here, and I know you're new here, but as Secretary of DHS of Homeland Security, you're telling me that you haven't studied whether or not a 10-foot fence around the capital region is necessary as Secretary of Homeland Security?
Congresswoman, I have deferred to the experts with respect to the nature of the physical barrier that is most effective in protecting the capital region, where that barrier should be, whether it should be singular in nature, wherever it is, or whether it should vary.
Secretary Mayorkas, I appreciate that. I'm going to reclaim my time because I think we can both agree that physical barriers do work, but I do want to bring it home a little bit because I know several of my colleagues have talked about the statistics, the numbers of folks coming over the border, but I just want to bring it home a little bit. See, I'm from a small town out west, and the month before I was supposed to graduate high school, which was 2006, one of my classmates was kidnapped by an illegal who had been deported multiple times. And I think when you have policies that incentivize folks to come over illegally and we don't have the proper mechanisms in place to protect our borders. As you say, FEMA has been deployed and they are an emergency agency. That kind of impact has resounding effects. So my question to you, her name was Amber Scott, the young lady that was kidnapped by this illegal criminal.
Young lady's time has expired.
How many more Ambers have to be kidnapped across America before you will take action?
Young lady's time has expired.
Mr. Chairman, may I?
Yes.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
may I answer that question?
Yes.
Congresswoman, I find that question to be extraordinarily disrespectful. Disrespectful not only to me, but disrespectful to the men and women of the Department of Homeland Security and to all the frontline personnel throughout this country who dedicate themselves to the safety and security of the American people.
I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm sorry that you feel that way. I'm sure the American people feel very disrespected about the border situation they're facing right now. And with
Young
that,
lady's time has expired. Chair recognizes gentleman from New Jersey.